What is up, guys? How you doing? Um, I'm here today with something a little bit different, and I don't really know why. I just felt like talking. Going through a pretty rough patch in my life, and I'm seeing a lot of things on the internet that are just shit, really. To be frank with you, they're just really shit, and I just wanted to have a word, really. I mean, just say a few things, and if you guys want to have a conversation about it, cool. So just so you know, guys, this isn't any gaming video thing. So if you're not interested in that, just turn it off. I really don't mind. This isn't for the masses. This isn't anything crazy. This is just, I don't know, me voicing my probably bad and terrible opinions. And yeah, if it turns into a conversation, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. And if you decide to listen and you maybe learn something, or you want to, like I say, have a conversation, then so be it. But I mean, first things first, like why don't I do many videos? And so we're just going to talk about me to start with, kind of why I am the way I am, why I like to make videos that are more informational and like tutorial like, as opposed to making entertainment videos, whatever. And first of all, I mean, I'm generally, I don't think I'm very entertaining, so that's a start. And second of all, I have a couple of like real life issues, I suppose. I have a disfigurement of my lower spine, which means I don't get around the right lot. I don't get to work. I wish I could, but after a couple of hours of standing, I literally fall over in agonizing pain, and it doesn't really go very well. So I can't work. I don't get to see my friends as much as I would like to. So I go to the internet, as a lot of people do. And it doesn't matter what your problem is. If you just don't like people, which I completely understand, because that's another thing. I don't particularly like a lot of people. Whether you don't like people, whether you get bullied, whether people conceive you as ugly, so you don't want to show your face. You want to talk to people via other means, because that way you feel like they're not gonna take you at face value. They're gonna listen to you and actually know who you are before they make an opinion. any reason, any old reason, right? You go to the internet to just get away, to make new friends, and to do all these things. And the internet has been both amazing for that and famously tragically awful for it, for many reasons, because as we all know, with the internet comes anonymity, right? If I'm even saying that right, anonymity. You're an anonymous factor if you want to be. You don't have to have a name or a face or anything. You can be a symbol. You can be nothing. You could just be a whisper and a ghost with an opinion. That opinion can then be used to either boost someone up or completely tear them down. And people use that for both bad and good. And we've seen that all over, and it's happening still, even in 2016. It still happens, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit later. But yeah, so a disfigurement on my lower back, which means I can't see my friends, I can't go out and do things, I can't work, which is, in one way it's great. Like, I literally have a free pass to just sit in and play games and eat crappy food, and no one's gonna no one's gonna double guess me for it, or anything like that. But on the other hand, it gets really quite depressing, to be honest with you. I have days where I wake up and I just don't want to do anything. I'll sit in front of my computer and I'll play games, but sometimes I won't even log on to my voice communication because I just don't want to talk to people. Or I'll just sit and watch videos. And other days, I'll just pump myself full of painkillers and I'll just forget about everything. And they're probably the best days I have, actually. Just take a bunch of painkillers, I forget about all my worries and crap, and I just sit there, play games, and talk to my friends. And that's not really a pretty good life for anyone, is it, to be honest? So, that's why occasionally I'll just have a section where I don't make any videos because I'm just really not feeling it, or something like that. That's kind of what I've been struggling with the past, let's say, week or so since I released my last video. I've just not had the energy or the courage to kind of try and put something together, which I know sounds really weird perhaps to some of you. Some of you may be completely on board with it, but yeah. Anyway, so a little bit more about me. Things I used to do in the past, I guess I wanted to talk about because they kind of tie into something you may have heard about recently with Tommy NC 2010 and the current goings on with Leafy is here and h3h3. Now, h3h3 completely roasted Leafy is here. If you don't know who these people are, they're generally quite well-known YouTube entities. h3h3 do very light-hearted comedy with kind of they take a video and they react to it, but they do it with a very I don't know, it's a very light approach. They more take the mick out of themselves and their reaction to it. It's not really the video that's the comedy. It's actually h3. It's Ethan, the main character, I suppose, in the videos, who is the person you end up laughing at, not really the video in question. So, I mean, if ever there was a way to do comedy about reaction videos, that's the way to do it, right? You are the comedian, not the video. You're not just taking the piss. You're making content with your feelings about said video. But anyway, h3h3, they're really, really good, and I actually have quite a lot of respect for the people that work there. Well, Ethan and Hila. There's not really anyone else that works there. It's just Ethan and Hila, and they're brilliant. I really like them. And then we have people like this Leafy guy. Now, I've seen Leafy pop up over and over all over my, what's trending and recommended. And I watched one or two videos before, like ages ago, and I just didn't like them. They were crude and they were pretty brutal. He just wasn't a very nice person, and as I mentioned earlier, I tend not to like people anyway. So when I come across a video where someone's being not very nice, it doesn't interest me. I just don't like that. So I didn't really watch, and I've never subscribed to him, or I've never watched or sought out any of his videos. But recently, h3h3 had a look at it, and he was like, these people, Leafy goes after very, very small channels, and they'll make weird videos, which fine, right? Cool. Anyone can make whatever they like, but they're not professionals. They're just kids, or perhaps people that are just a bit odd and eccentric. And there's people like that everywhere. Like, you can't miss it. You walk down the street and someone is going to catch you, right? Because they're not quote unquote in the norm. I don't know what that even means anymore, but they're everywhere, right? And if you go on the internet, there's even more of them, because they're the kind of people that seek out the internet to not be criticized as much. But then people like Leafy are those that do still criticize them, and that's really unfortunate in my opinion. Because Tommy NC 2010 doesn't need to be criticized, and in fact, it came out that he possibly has. I think he's autistic, and fine, right? Everyone said, look, dude, right, you're picking on an autistic person. That's a terrible thing to do. And yes, it is, right? Don't get me wrong. That's a god-awful thing to do. But why does that make a difference? Whether he's autistic or not, isn't it just wrong to pick on people? Like, didn't we grow out of that in school? Because we all went to school. We all picked on people. The fat kid, or the stupid kid, or the guy that's, or you'd always call people retarded if they weren't in your class because they had to go to a special section or something. Oh, you're fucking retarded. Didn't we grow out of that? Which then makes me question, well, is perhaps this person actually, looking for kids that are still in that age to be his base subscribers? Like, that's his that's the people that he makes videos for, those kids that are still in that section of their life. And that's just like, why would you make videos for bullies? That seems so strange to me. He's literally saying, I'm going to make videos that directly involves the fact that I'm going to bully people on the internet for more bullies to enjoy this video, and then go and bully those people even more. It's just wrong, and I don't understand it. Surely everything we've ever learned is just that bullying is wrong, and why would you then encourage that in any small way at all? You shouldn't bully people. It kind of blows my mind. And as one of my previous jobs was working with people that had disabilities. They were disabled, and one of the things that I did with them, because each person that worked there, we all had different kind of relationships with our clients, and they all lived in a home. They all were all different ages, all different disabilities, and you had to really interact differently with each person depending on what was their affliction, and how old were they, what did they like, what didn't they like, how would they respond to different tones of voice and stuff. You had to really know people, and I generally think that I'm quite good with that sort of thing, which is why I fitted in well in this line of work, right? And we had this lovely elderly lady. She had I can't remember what it was. I think it was just Down syndrome. Pretty sure she had Down syndrome as well as onset dementia. She was in her like 70s or so, and she she forgot things, and she was generally a fairly confused lady, and it wasn't her fault. And when you spoke to her, you had a very soft tone. You were encouraging. You would you were very gentle, and you'd be like, "Oh, how are you doing? What are you doing?" Blah, blah, blah. And then we also had a younger gentleman who liked his rock music. He liked guitars. He had I think it was autism or something close to that. In the same spectrum, and basically he just was a little bit more simple. He didn't quite grasp the concept of some things, and in some cases he needed a hand with stuff. But overall, he was completely able to look after himself. He just couldn't make decisions very well. And in his case, you would be very loud. You'd be like, "Oh man, what are we doing? We'll go do things today. What do you want to do?" You'd be like completely different person. And it's kind of like I had to physically like teach this younger guy. He liked to browse the internet. I had to say to him, I was like, not everyone is going to be nice to you on the internet. If you ever communicate with people online, or he liked to go on YouTube. If you ever read comments, or you make a comment and someone disagrees with you, these people aren't going to be very nice. And he asked me why, and I just said, because they can. Why have we got to a point in life where people are mean because they can be? And it's that anonymity, right? Being anonymous turns us into dickheads, and I don't know what it is. And I'm kind of just jumbling things up now, and I can't even remember where I am. But the long and short of it is, I'm just sick of people being dickheads, and I don't know. I guess I'm just in a really bad mood today, struggling with stuff, and I'm seeing all this stuff online, and I'm just pissed off with it. So what I want you to do, guys, is there anything I'm missing? Like, why can't we just respect people, no matter what their color, their mental inflictions? Like I was saying, it's like, oh, this guy's got autism, like he absolutely shouldn't be picked on. But if he didn't have autism, why is he being picked on? Why is he being bullied? And have you ever go watch some of his videos, right? His name is Tommy NC 2010. He's just a super nice guy. Now, sure, he's a bit weird, right? He's a little bit like, but all he does is be nice. He's just a really nice guy. And he's actually really cool. I went and watched some of his videos to kind of look and see what the whole deal was, like why someone like Leafy would pick on him. And yeah, I get it, but it's that again, it's that schoolboy kind of like, oh, you're different and I don't like it, and maybe you don't look the way I want you to look, and maybe you don't act the way I want you to act. Therefore, you're wrong and I'm right, and I'm better than you, so I'm gonna put you down and make you feel like shit. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why it exists. And even when I was back in school, I was the guy that bullied the bullies. Right? I'm quite a big guy, and the kids that would get picked on would come to me and they'd say that he's picking on me. Like, can you ask him to stop? And in the end, I was the guy that bullied the bullies, which didn't make me popular. But to be honest with you, I didn't really give a fuck. Um, so yeah, I mean. I can't even remember where I'm going with this, to be honest, but it's just I'm just getting sick of stuff, to be honest. So I mean, what do you guys think about this? Have you seen the h3h3 video and the like? Are you subscribed to Leafy? What do you think about his kind of like his attitude towards people, the kind of people he goes after, the small little guy, and like, well, are you one of the people that are in my book? Are you perhaps one of the people that comes to the internet like me to get away from judgment and things like that? And just I just want to have a conversation. I just want to talk about this kind of thing because I honestly think it's really important. There's loads of things going on in the world at the moment that's really important, but this is one of the things that actually affects me as well as a lot of other people. So this is one of the things that I'm wanting to talk about. So yeah, that's it really. Thank you very much, guys. I'll hopefully hear from you soon. Take care.